Hey gang, what's going on? You're here for the first official playoff edition of Captain Handsome's handicapping picks. Obviously, we had a great week last week. We were a horrible Mike McCarthy decision not to challenge away from a sweep. The Cowboys absolutely should have won that game. The challenge is that catch that clearly wasn't a catch. They only need a field goal to win, and they were in position to do that. And when they threw the ball away, but it is what it is. We still had a great weekend. If you follow me on Twitter, you had an even better weekend because all three of the plays I put out on Twitter all hit. Had a fantastic weekend. Really happy with everything. Really enjoyed that. Year to date, we are in the black. We're up 2.47 units, which is awesome. So I'm going to get right into the picks because my wife is waiting for me right now. We got 2 full days of football, so I need to spend some time with her tonight. So the first thing I want to do is a couple of futures. I believe that the Super Bowl winner is coming out of the AFC. I think the only team in the NFC that can beat any of the good teams in the AFC is the Green Bay Packers, and I think without Bakhtiari, they're going to be in serious trouble. I also think that there are some players like Trey White and stuff who can, if it's Buffalo, who have the ability to shut down, or not shut down, but limit Devontae Adams. And I think a guy like Matt Milano would be able to. I'm high on Buffalo for the record, but I think most of the Baltimore defense and Matt Milano would be able to do a decent job on Aaron Jones. And I think without Bakhtiari, I think they will be in some trouble. I'm cheering for the Packers. I really would like to see Rodgers get another one, and if it can't be Mahomes, I'd like it to be Rodgers. But that said, I have 2 futures bets, and they are not the Kansas City Chiefs because I just don't think there's any value in that. I have the Bills at plus 650 for a unit, and I have the Ravens at plus 1100 for a unit. And again, the reason I do that, I put that up is, Ravens at 11-1 is insane. They're probably the hottest team coming in. They've been playing really well. Lamar looks like himself again. If they can get past the Titans this year, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I know you still got to get past KC and Buffalo, but I think they're going to be really good. So I think that the only other 2 teams other than Kansas City who have a shot of coming out of the AFC are the Bills and the Ravens. There's too many holes everywhere else. So I put a few shekels down on each of them, getting 6.5 to 1 and 11 to 1, because I believe if they make it to the Super Bowl, they will definitely win. So not betting them to win the AFC, betting them to win the actual Super Bowl pays you out really well. And again, I just don't. I think like I said, I think the only team that's strong enough in the NFC is the Packers, and I really think they're going to miss Bakhtiari. Losing Balaga to free agency in the offseason, they did a pretty good job of dealing with that. But now losing both of your starting tackles from last year at this point, that's pretty tough. And I know, Lindsley obviously is an All-Pro, and Bakhtiari's an All-Pro, and their offensive line is still very good. I just think knowing that you have the best left tackle in football gives you a lot of extra confidence, and I think that's going to be tough. Again, I'll be cheering for them all the way because I love Aaron Rodgers, who is definitely better than Tom Brady. So those are my 2 futures picks. For this week, I actually have a bunch of picks. I think there's a bunch of value in a bunch of places. So I'll start with those Buffalo Bills. I like them at minus 6.5. I've been saying it all year, and I know that the Rivers has been fine, but I think he's going to have a tougher time with those short passes that he loves to make. I think Nyheim Hines is going to have a really tough time dealing with Matt Milano, who I'm a big fan of. Edmonds obviously is there right beside him, and the 2 of those guys are just powerhouses, in that second level of the defense. So I think they're going to not have as easy a time. I think the Bills are going to be able to score really well. The Colts defense has been known to give up some chunk plays. I have some Stephon Diggs props. I don't usually place props. I'm probably going to start doing that next year. I'll give you a couple of props every week as well. But I've got some Stephon Diggs props because I think that he's going to have an opportunity to make some monster plays. I hate making this play. I'm a Dolphins fan. I hate the Bills. But I do think they're going to win. I also have a first half minus 3.5 1 unit bet as well. I'm not going to go too heavily because if the Bills lose and I lose my money, I'm going to be miserable. But if the Bills win, I'll make a little bit of money. If they cover, I'll make a little bit of money, and it'll help offset the fact that I hate the fact the Bills are going to the second round. I also have Baltimore minus 3. I know it's basically split. I see 2 or 3.5s and 3s everywhere. Obviously, I would take the 3. Most places it's juiced. I've seen it as low as 113 and as high as 125. It's currently at minus 120, so I'm playing Baltimore minus 3 for 2 units. I also like the Steelers minus 6. I know I'm wearing a Browns jersey. That's just because I love Jarvis Landry so much, and I will be cheering for the Brownies just because of my love for Jarvis Landry. If you get a chance, he did a mic'd up on his game last week, and man, is he an impressive dude. Just amazing teammate, great player. Search it out if you can. It's like 10 minutes long, and it's awesome. Like, just to hear the way he talks to his teammates and the way he talks to the other guys, and he has a little chat with Minkah Fitzpatrick, and it was pretty cute. Again, F you, Adam Gase. Like, F you. You get rid of a guy who just dies on the field for his team. Like, what a piece of garbage Adam Gase is. Oh, God, why couldn't the Jets re-sign him forever? So I've got Steelers minus 6 for 2 units. I just think the Jets are too beat up. Bitonio's out, and we've seen what happens when they have issues with their offensive line. They don't move the ball as well, which affects their ability to do play action, which is where Baker Mayfield is efficient. So I think if the Steelers can take that away, which their defense should be able to, I think TJ Watt will be able to get there and create problems for that. And I think he's going to have Baker off of his rocker a little bit. I think if the Steelers come aggressive, I think they're going to probably win this game pretty handily. It's really shocking that with all the COVID stuff, and I mean, obviously no Stefanski as well, that line didn't really move. It went from 6, and then shortly after that, all the COVID stuff was announced. It went to 5.5, and then it went to 6, which scares me a little bit because Vegas knows more than we do. But when I just look at the positions that these teams and these players are in, I'm not super sold on the Steelers, especially their offense right now. But I'm really not sold on the Brownies when they've shown that they fold when they're not at full strength, and I think that they're going to be. They're obviously not at full strength, so I think they're going to be in trouble. I'll be cheering for them, but I've got Steelers minus 6 for 2 units. My last game that I'm playing is the Washington football team visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have Washington plus 8.5 for 3 units. I believe that Washington is a live dog. I also have a money line at plus 310 for a unit. I believe they're a live dog. Tom Brady typically does not play well in the evening. This year he has been just shy of dog poo in the evenings. And I think if Chase Young can get there and cause some pressure really early, you see what happens when Brady gets happy feet. He doesn't play well. So I think if they can get some pressure on him early, Alex Smith is the kind of guy who can just stay the course. So they can keep it close. I think they've got a shot at winning the game. I definitely can't see a situation where the Bucs beat them, by 10 points or anything like that. I don't think Brady has the horses to do that. In night games, I mean, the guy goes to bed at 8:30, so it's going to be way past his bedtime. You try to do some sports past your bedtime. I know when I have 10 o'clock hockey games, I'm absolute garbage. So I've got the Washington football team plus 8.5 for 3 units and the money line play for 1 unit because I do think they're a live dog. It's not Brady hatred. I think it's a good situation for Washington. And I think Alex Smith is the kind of guy who can foil Tom Brady pretty well because they're both kind of game manager type quarterbacks. Neither of them move particularly well. And I just think that Washington's pass rush is elite and can cause a lot of damage when they need to. I mean, you look at the record, but what you don't realize is over the last 10 weeks, they were 6-4. They got their stuff turned around once Alex Smith took over. They won 6 of their last 10 games. So are they really 9 points worse than Washington or than Tampa Bay? I don't think they are. and home field doesn't really mean anything right now. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So my plays that I'm recommending today, just to recap, I got Bills Super Bowl plus 650, Ravens Super Bowl plus 1100. I've got Buffalo minus 6.5 for the game, 1 unit, and the first half minus 3.5 for a unit. Baltimore minus 3 for 2 units. Steelers minus 6 for 2 units. And the Washington football team plus 8.5 for 3 units, and the money line plus 310 for 1 unit. As always, guys, have fun. We've got 2 phenomenal days of football ahead of us. 3 games in 3 different time slots each day, which is friggin' amazing. So enjoy it. Watch a lot of football. Have a great time. Don't bet more money than you can afford to, or else you end up looking like this guy. Yeah, and go Jarvis Landry. I hope you have a monster game. I will gladly, if the Brownies can win that game rather than just cover the 6, I will gladly pay that money to see Jarvis Landry get a chance to move on to the next round, because I love that guy. And at this point, with my Dolphins out, I'm just cheering for players. So thanks again for watching, guys. Appreciate that. Good luck tomorrow, and make good choices.